Does it work? Can you hear me? I'll just wait for you guys to confirm that this works. As you can see, I'm doing this a little bit differently than I normally do, but we got a plan. We got a plan here, and all right, making sure. Waiting for everybody to tell me that this works. I can see the chat. All right. Yes. All right. Very good. Happy Sunday, everybody. Happy New Year. I hope that your new year is off to an excellent start. Welcome to the first Secret Saturday live stream of the year. For those of you who know, Secret Saturday live streams are opportunities for me and all of the members of my Imperfect Society to get together and chat about basically anything we want. Typically, this is reserved for Patreon supporters, but after discussing it with the community, we decided that we would open this up to the public, just because all of you guys have supported me in one way or another through this absolutely insane project that I started and completed in 2021. So thank you all for that. Welcome to this live stream. If you enjoy it, obviously consider joining the Imperfect Society. We're a great community of people, and it's people like them who keep aesthetic perfection going. I really wouldn't be able to do this without them. So what exactly are we doing today? Well, we've got my vision board, my whiteboard. This was my sort of North Star during the year's project. As you can see, I've got all of the song titles from the year written out here. Some of them are wrong, and I've also got a couple of different motivational ideas here, like my it doesn't come for free. I've got my cat. I don't know why I wrote cat there. How to find major and minor chords. This is, of course, the year that we were in, 2021. Oh, yeah, these were my goals. These were my goals for the year. As you can see, I started off 2021 hoping to reach 50,000 YouTube subscribers. So, you know, if you are not already subscribed to this YouTube channel, just go ahead and click that button, ring the bell, you know, do all the things that will help me get closer to this goal this year in 2022, because we are at 43,000 subscribers. I think we can get to 50 by year's end. I don't know. That's just me. 200,000 monthly Spotify listeners. This was another one of my goals. Also did not reach it. Wah, wah. But I did get close. We did get quite close. And I think that we reached a lot of important milestones in terms of Spotify streams, followers, all of that good stuff. I mean, I think the highest number that we had during the year was something like 162,000 monthly listeners. So that, I think, is an accomplishment in and of itself, because I think when 2020 itself started, we had 80,000 maybe. So, you know, at some point during this project, we like doubled our listener count, which I think is worth celebrating, because, you know, we are, you know, in the middle of a pandemic when all of our sort of traditional methods of promoting music, releasing music, all that kind of stuff, you know, it just had a complete wrench thrown into it. And it's kind of a miracle that we were able to grow at all. So thank you for streaming us. It doesn't matter if it's been on Spotify, if it's been on Deezer, if it's been on Apple Music, you know, Bandcamp, whatever your sort of preferred method of listening to music. If you are listening to Aesthetic Perfection, I am incredibly grateful for you. But if you are a Spotify user and you don't follow me yet, go to my Spotify, click follow, and make sure that you get notified of every future release. And there will be lot of releases. And then down here, 600 Patreon supporters. Of all of the goals that I had last year, this was the one I didn't think I would make. But as you can see, it's crossed out. It is the one sort of like professional goal that I set last year that I hit, that I reached, that I achieved, and then some, because we live in a day and age where music has essentially no monetary value. We can we can debate this all we want. We can argue about it. We can fight about it. I'm going to make a YouTube video about it. But for all intents and purposes, to the majority of people in the world, music has no monetary value. And so the fact that there are so many of you out there who sign up with Patreon to become a supporter because you value my work so much, that really means something. That's like even more important than any of these things right here, because subscriber counts and listener counts, like those can go up or down just depending on people's moods. But the fact that our Imperfect Society community has been steadily growing ever since I launched it over the last couple of years is such a great sign, because it means that people really do care about what it is that I do. And I think that as an artist, as a musician, that's really what it's about. It's about connecting with people who are really going to care about what it is that you do on a deep level. It's not about the money. It's about the community. It's about having your life's work actually mean something. So to all of you who are Patreon supporters, I can't look at the camera and at the chat at the same time, but I promise you I've got my computer turned to me on my right here, so I'll glance at the chat once I'm done with this rant here. Whatever it is I was saying, yes, to all of you in the chat who are Patreon supporters, thank you all so much. And if you want to join us, we're taking submissions. That's it. That's my spiel. That's all I got. All right, let's see what's going on in the chat over here. All right, it works. Good evening. Excellent. Yeah, I've never actually done a live stream with like my sort of live mic. This is sort of a last minute improvisation because yeah, I didn't know how to get my sort of live streaming mic over here without like sort of tearing everything apart. So yeah, here we are. We're with this. Can sing you tune. Like, la da 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 da. What was that? What song was that? I think Strangers in the Night. I think that's the lyric. Strangers in the night, exchanging glances, da 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 da. Could you turn your mic up, please? I'm almost in the red, so no, I actually cannot turn my mic up. I'm very sorry. You're going to have to turn your computer up. Here, wait, hold on. Tell you what, let's meet in the middle. I'll turn it up 2 more clicks, but I ain't going into the red for you or nobody, because nobody likes a distorted microphone, unless you're in a shitty industrial band. Thank you. I'll be here for the next 40 minutes. Ooh, 52 minutes. Look at that. Yes, Roz, as you are saying, we have 6.7 thousand subscribers to go for the channel and 78,000 monthly listeners to go approximately for Spotify, but we'll get to that. We'll get to that. Patreon was the easiest goal to reach. I know. Like we did. Remember, I had this whole spiel laid out where I was like, all right, guys, we're going to unlock songs every month. We just need 10 new supporters, and then it's all going to happen. And then we like crossed the threshold and unlocked every single song for the year by March or something like that. So I'm just thinking to myself, well, that's great, but now I can't sit here and promote my Patreon all year. But it ended up being great because I just did not have really the mental bandwidth to be promoting my Patreon all year, because this project was so much harder than I expected it to be. And by the end, I thought I'd die. But I'm still here. I'm still alive. And I'm in good spirits. And I think also live streaming, standing up is really, I I don't know. I feel much more, whenever I do these live streams like on Instagram, I'm always standing up and I feel a little bit more animated, a little bit more peppy, a little bit more in a good mood. And I'm standing up now. And now I'm just like, I got a good vibe going. I like it. Maybe I'll live stream standing up. Maybe this is my new resolution for the year, to do all of my live streams standing up because it makes me more animated. All right. Why no drink today? What do you mean, why no drink? Of course I got a drink. It's the weekend. It's the freaking weekend. I don't drink during the week, but I drink during the weekends, and it's a weekend. So I'm a drink. But I had to like do my spiel first. That was important. Just to let you know, Daniel, we now have 200 reaction videos for Aesthetic Perfection. What is our goal for that this year? Yes, Roz has been an incredibly, well, ambitious fan this year. Or last year, actually. Well, she's still working on it, so I guess it goes through to this year as well. She set out to get 200 reaction videos to different Aesthetic Perfection songs and music videos, and we have crossed that threshold. Everybody give a round of applause to Roz and go watch some of those awesome reaction videos. I mean, like, that's a lot of work. That is an awesome achievement, and I'm so grateful to her for doing so, because it's things like that that spreads awareness of the band in an organic way that I can't do myself. Like, if I start hitting up all of these different, like, reaction channels and saying, hey, dude, you think maybe you could react to my video? They're going to be like, no. But when their subscribers say, hey, will you react to this awesome Aesthetic Perfection video? They're like, okay. So, you know, maybe we can get some reaction videos from like really big channels this year. Maybe we should write it on the whiteboard. We'll see. Okay. Glad you know die. Yes, I'm glad I know die. Are you going to save this stream? Yes, all of these streams do get saved. The software that I use actually just records it directly to my hard drive. So I have pretty much every live stream I've ever done from this bit of software. Woo! All right. Well, I think rambling for 12 minutes is long enough. I think we can go to the board. Actually, here, let us just sort of take a look at one thing that I find very funny here. So when I started last year, still not there yet where I'm actually referring to it as 2022. When I started last year, all of these numbers were empty. So we started in January with SEX. And then I was pretty sure Party Monster would come next because that was the only other song that I'd handwritten. And basically beyond that, I didn't know what was going to happen because the goal was always to be 2 months ahead. So I started, 2 months ahead. I had SEX and Party Monster ready to go, and then everything else was just a blank slate. And I think I had some kind of weird short circuit that went on in my brain where I believed for some reason, despite having 20 plus years of evidence to the contrary, that writing these songs was going to be easy. And I know some people have accused me of actually having all of the songs already written and then just like sitting here with my feet up pretending, you know, every 4 weeks, like, oh man, I was so stressed. Oh, man, I barely got this done. I barely got this uploaded. No. That is not the way that it happened in any way, shape, or form. Almost all of this was blank. And I was biting my nails pretty hard, starting in March with Automaton, because Automaton just got done. I think I got it. I got the master back. See, house is falling apart. I got Automaton back. I got Automaton back like the day before it was due. And then each preceding month, it was like am I going to make the deadline? Am I going to make the deadline? And I did make the deadline up until Alien, which is actually not Alien. That's a song that I did with another person. The song is done and almost ready to. I don't know why it's not released yet, but Alien was actually going to be the single for November. But then it ended up being Save Myself with Isaac, and then Ghosts is actually the title of Lonesome Ghosts, but I originally was going to call it Ghosts of the Past, and I changed the name, I think, the day I uploaded it, because all of the files have it called Ghosts of the Past. Okay, I think we're here. Oh yeah, and then we can go over to like the songs that might have been released, the songs that I thought I would do this year. Betrayer, as you can see, Betrayer did not get done. Happiness. Oh man, I forgot about Happiness. It's a pretty good song. Should probably do that. Insignificant Other. Patreon supporters have heard. Still not sure if I'm going to release that one. Icy Spirits. Patreon supporters have also heard that one. Still not sure if I'm going to release it. Ooh, Apocalypse Now. I don't know what's been with me. I've like really been making a lot of songs with like movie titles, right? It's like Dead Zone, Gravity. Oh, well, I knew American Psycho. And then songs that are other songs' names. A New Drug, Bark at the Moon. Oh yeah, Party Monster is also a movie. I probably just had like very little ideas this year, and I'm just like, shit, just title it after a movie and figure out the rest later. And Walk. Do 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 do. What did you say? All right. There we go. All right. Everybody's saying that I should erase the whiteboard. It's going to be very, very gratifying. Look, I don't even know if this is going to erase because most of the shit has been up here for like a year. So I think probably the only thing that's actually going to erase are the song titles that are not very old. Everything else is probably not going to come off. But I've got my trusty glass cleaner here, so we'll see. I'll open my beer, and we're just going to see what happens. Cheers. How's it falling apart? Oh, it's kind of coming off. Wow. Got to put in the elbow grease. I'm going to keep It Doesn't Come for Free because... No, I'm going to write it again because it's a new year and I've got to like solidify the It Doesn't Come Free philosophy. It Doesn't Come for Free comes from an interview I saw with Ethan Hawke where he was talking about working with Robin Williams and about how after Robin Williams would finish a scene, he wouldn't go, I don't know, triumphantly, celebrate or, do anything that you think some like super famous comedian, actor, whatever should be doing after they've, just totally like nailed it at something, right? Like they've just completely kicked ass at their job. He said Robin Williams would just sort of sit at catering alone and kind of stare into the void and he would just be completely physically and emotionally drained. And I guess if you've ever seen any of Robin Williams' work, that would like sort of make sense, right? And Ethan Hawke was saying Robin Williams would put so much of himself into his work that he had almost nothing left. Or nothing left for, the rest. And he said that Robin Williams knew. It's very squeaky. Okay, it's not coming off as well as I'd hoped, but we're making progress. I'm telling you a story anyways. We knew that Robin Williams knew that none of this came for free, that there was a cost to putting so much of himself into his work. And this was obviously before he passed, so we can read as much or as little into that as we want, but I feel like that's very true. And, Ethan Hawke knew this too. You put so much of yourself into your work that there is a cost. There's a price to pay. But you have to decide if this is a price you're willing to pay. But for me, I think it is a reminder that no matter how hard the job gets, no matter how hard or how much I may want to quit sometimes, because as I said, this project was incredibly difficult is an understatement, but, it took a lot out of me. And I think for a while there, I wasn't even sure if I wanted to make music anymore, because it was just so, it was like nothing left. Like a piece of my soul had been ripped out of my body through my cheek. It's not a thing, but I think if you tried hard enough, you could probably rip somebody's soul out of their cheek. Point is, it's not free. And whenever I feel like giving up, I think of this. I think that it doesn't come for free, and that at the end, it is worth it because I care so much about this, about what it is that I do. So, we're almost there, though. We're almost there. Spray it and let it sit. Can you imagine what a mess that would make? I got hardwood floors, okay? I'm not going to let this stuff drip all over my floors. Also, I'm very bad at cleaning. Ask my wife. I do my best, but let's be real. Part of the cost of being a musician who's so burdened by his work. Oh no. I'm so burdened by my genius. I just can't be good at doing the dishes. I'm not that bad, but I'm a little bit like that. I'm not like John Lennon, who couldn't tie his own shoes, John Lennon be like, oh God, can I do a Scouse accent? Oh no, mate. No, not even gonna try. Can't tie my own shoes. Something like that. Also, I don't have that much left. Scribble all over the writing with a fresh marker. I mean these? Look, we're almost done here. I appreciate all of the suggestions, but my technique seems to be working, all right? I like squeaks, very satisfying. I don't like the squeaks. Not a fan. Not into it. It's like nails on a chalkboard, See how badly that almost went? See how bad things just almost Oh, that would have been bad. Die 1 muss noch weg. Die 1 ist schon weg. Fast alles ist weg. Schau her. Wir sind in 30 Sekunden fertig und dann könnten wir anfangen mit den anderen Sachen, mit den neuen Sachen. Die Sachen, die wirklich wichtig sind, na? Oh. Oh, I hate it. It's now or never. Come hold me tight. Ugh. If you were here, you would hear how terrible this is. It sounds like somebody's screaming for their life. All right, we're almost there. We're almost there. Come on. All right, let's go. Come on. Let's get rid of 2021 because this ain't our year no more. This thing's going to rip out of the wall, isn't it? Sounds like I'm a DJ. Wicker, wicker. I can hear. Good. I'm glad you can hear, because after this, I will not be able to, so somebody's going to have to hear for me. Look at that. 86 people are here to watch me clean a dry erase board. This is celebrity, people. This is what it means to be famous. The burden of being an artist. Oh. No. See, I'm not even really famous. I'm just kidding. But it is funny that like 85 people, 89. That 89 people have showed up to watch me clean a dry erase board. Think about that. What has the world come to? We're so close. Ooh, almost lost my American flag. That would have been bad. DJ scratching coming up. All right. Oh. The cat's looking at me through the door. She's like, "Bro, what are you doing? You're not down, are you? Do you want to come? You want to join us? You can come. The squeaking will be over." All right. We're almost there, guys. Almost there. All right. Come on now. Come on now. All right. Whew. Good thing I didn't work out today yet, because this is... Cat left. Cat ain't having it. I don't blame her. What I should have done is done this earlier, so I'm not just looking like a freaking idiot in front of now 86 people. I lost 3 of you. Looking like an idiot who can't even clean a dry erase board. I should have done this beforehand. And then rewritten it all so that it all came off super quick. And oh my God. It's all falling apart. Everything's going to hell. I had such high hopes for this stream. And now it's all ruined. Ruined. I'm glad I'm standing up for this, because if I'd been sitting in my chair, I would have died of boredom by now. I would have probably run out of things to say. And there goes the American flag. I've lost my citizenship. I'll never get to go home. You saw it here first, people. All right. Come on. Oh, Jesus. Come on. The high squeak is gone. Now it's just reduced to a painful moan. All right. All right, 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Happy whiteboard, everybody. Thank you very, very much. I'm so glad that 93 of you have turned up to watch me clean a dry erase board. This is what society's all about. This is what society has come to. That doesn't make any sense. All right. Now that I'm tired, can I sit down? No, because then I'd have to change everything that's going on here. Oh, yeah, we got stuff to write, too. All right. All right, we've done it. Thank you. Yes. Yes, the happy face. Oh, yeah. Gotta, before the CIA breaks down my door. Does this even have, like, the right amount of stripes? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13. Okay, at least I got that right. Woo! We've done it. This is the kind of content I live for. Great. This is not an endorsement of clean. The streifenfrei Glasreiniger. Ehrlich gesagt, der ist scheiße. Der hat nicht gut funktioniert. Ich bin ziemlich enttäuscht. Ich werde einen Brief schreiben und zum Chef schicken und sagen, du Arschloch, dieses Produkt funktioniert nicht. All right. Bit sad to see everything gone. Don't be sad. Don't be sad. This is a time of rebirth. This is a time for celebration. All right. Folks, we are now in the year of our Lord, 2022. I'm going to write it backwards so that I don't run out of space. Do I know how to make a 2? Yes, I do. And then comes another 2, right? Yeah. There you go. There we go. Happy face fell. It's okay. We're in a new part of look, we're moved on from happy face. We're not in the happy face world anymore. We're in another world now. We're in the 2022 world where we don't worry about happy face. Song's dead to us. It's horrible looking. It's okay. I'm a musician, not a painter. If you expect any more from me, well then you've done goofed. You done goofed. That's not a 2. What is that? This will come off easier, I think. I hope. Oh my God, it's spreading. Oh God. All right, here we go. Look at that. Still 92 people here watching me do this. There's going to be a... Do I not know how to make a 2? Go down. There we go. Good enough, I think. That's hideous. But it doesn't matter. It's about the symbolism. It's about what it means. It's not what it looks like. It's about it's a metaphor, okay? It's a metaphor. I'm an artist. This is a metaphor for life. It's about what's on the inside. It's about the content of your character, not how you look on the outside. See? See what I mean? I'm an artist on every level. Y'all can't touch me. Dwayne Johnson, you got nothing. Just because you're ripped and beautiful and can act and make hilarious movies like that video game one. I forgot what it is. It was good. I liked it a lot. I also liked Skyscraper. It got terrible reviews, but it was a great film. Whew. All right. Yeah, dry erase turns to permanent marker over time. As I've just realized, but look, I managed to get the majority of it clean here. And it's not about that. Speaking German and then going hard into dialect as if German isn't hard enough. Yeah, I know. But I'm at least getting to a point where I'm like slightly comfortable with it. Not fully, just slightly. Getting slightly comfortable with it, even slightly comfortable with dialect. So what is this really about? What this is about is making sure that I don't lose focus throughout this year. because 2021 was incredibly difficult for me. I didn't know what I was doing. I spent probably the majority of that year. I mean, I was in here, I was working, but I got like nothing done. I felt completely lost. I couldn't tour. It didn't seem to make sense to make an album. I don't know. I didn't have like a reason to get out of bed and be productive and finish stuff. And this whiteboard really did act as my North Star and kept me focused, especially with how scatterbrained I am. Like, I could sit down here with every intention of doing something, right? Like, all right, now I'm going to finish this remix for this band. And then Facebook goes, boom. And I go, oh. And then next thing I know, 2 hours have gone by. I've watched 3 YouTube videos, and I have no idea what I actually came in here to do. At least with this project, with the whiteboard sort of giving me some level of, I don't want to say discipline, but some, measure of focus. It made my 2021 so much better. So regardless of how difficult I keep saying last year was, 2020 was much harder. So we're going to make sure we get this year off. We're going to start this year off right. So what are my goals for this year? I've thought a lot about it. And it's important. It's really important to remember that these goals, it doesn't actually matter if I hit them. You gotta set your mind to it. You've gotta work towards your goals. But if you don't hit them, you can't beat yourself up. Like I can't beat myself up about not having reached 200,000 monthly Spotify listeners or 550,000 YouTube subscribers, right? Like, I can't beat myself up about that, because if I did, I would be ignoring all of the actual progress that I had made. So I'm making these resolutions. I'm setting my goals for this year simply with the intention of making progress. So we are going to continue with the goals from last year. At least some of them. I really do want to reach 200,000 K monthly Spotify. Can I fit listeners here? Here, let's do it this way. Let's just get rid of monthly, because we are on. Somebody said I needed a bigger whiteboard. We're gonna need a bigger boat. And maybe they're right. But I'm an artist, goddammit. I work on a budget. Can't just go throwing money around willy-nilly. Got a perfectly good whiteboard here. 200,000 K Spotify listenees. You know what? I'm totally choking because I've got an audience. If I was doing this alone, it'd look like some of the most beautiful script writing you'd ever seen. I'd be like, what? I got Helvetica. I got Times New Roman. What? Listers? Breaking everything. Everybody calm. I don't want Spotify listers. And I don't want to throw this glass Reiniger all over the floor. But I'm doing that anyways. Oh, it didn't spill. That's good. All right. crisis averted, folks. Crisis averted. Now, let's get back to the lecture at hand. Perfection is perfected. You don't need to understand. Spotify list 10 ers. I really would love to reach 200,000 Spotify listeners per month. I'm going to work my ass off to get 200,000 Spotify listeners per month. If I don't get them, and I end up with 190 or 170 or any kind of progress from where I'm at now, then it's a win. I still want to reach 50,000. I'm going to be, you know what? Let's put the beer somewhere else. I can't be trusted here. Let's make the 200 bigger. Nice and meaty. So I can see it from my chair. Look at that. Huge, big, thick lines. Yes. All right. I still want the 50,000 YouTube subscribers. So if you haven't subscribed yet, click the old subscribe button for your pal Daniel. Ring the bell while you're at it. Can I spell it right? Oh my God. Subscribers. I did it. I spelled the word subscribers correctly on the first time. Couldn't write listeners in 3 attempts. Making progress in 2022 already. Now. Well, that's a bold number. That's right. Keeping it bold, keeping it thick, keeping it legible. Is that your first beer of the day? It is. This is my first beer of the day. Though I did have a whiskey after I got home because I sat through hours. I didn't have a big whiskey, but I had a little whiskey. I sat through hours of people talking about Imkerei, so beekeeping, in German. And so, like, my brain was, like, misfiring after, like, 3 or 4 hours. I was just like, am I even still on this earthly plane? And so I drove home sober, and I was like, I need a whiskey to runterkommen, chill out. There you go. See, sometimes I lose English words. I need a whiskey to chill out. So I had 4 centiliters of whiskey while I was setting all of this up. So, but that's not why I'm the way I'm. The way I am is because I'm standing up. And if any of you have ever watched me live stream on Instagram where I'm always standing up, you can just feel the excitement, the intensity. It's because I'm standing up. I'm not chained to a chair trying to behave or speak into a microphone. I got the microphone in my motherfucking hand. I can take it wherever I want. I can go here. I can go there. I can go here. I can go anywhere. Just try to stop me, YouTube. Yes, beekeeping. Your boy Daniel's going to be a beekeeper. What? All right, here we go. Listen, we're getting off track here. Here's the big one. Actually, this isn't the big one. What do you guys think this is? You sound like me when I've slept for 3 hours and had 3 coffees. Well, I slept 7 hours last night, and I've had 2 coffees today. I think that we can actually get to 1,000 Patreon supporters this year. And the reason that I think that is because I have a plan for this year. I've got a pretty big plan. But I'm not going to tell you just yet. I'm going to let you see it. I think if I were to tell the plan, it would spoil the surprise. I think it's really important to me that what it is that I do this year sort of just feels like a right hook and takes everybody by surprise. And I'm going to need a lot of support for it. I've got a pretty ambitious project for this year, trying to keep the dates a little more flexible, unlike last year where it was not very flexible. But I learned a whole lot through this project, and I'm going to take everything that I learned last year and I'm going to apply it to this year. So underneath this line is going to come the sort of next steps, and I'll share that with all of you supporters as the year goes on. But there's 2 real other goals that I want to write down for this year that I really want to remind myself. These are sort of personal goals. These aren't professional goals. These are things that I want to keep in mind whenever I'm creating, whenever I'm sitting in here. And of course, part of that is it doesn't come for free. And I think it's not only important to remember that there's going to be a cost to the things that you want to do, to the things that you want to achieve. There's going to be a cost for the things that you want to achieve in your personal and professional life. I think it's also important to remember that, like, these things aren't going to be handed to you, right? Like, you've got to sacrifice stuff, but they're also not going to, how do you say, it's like there's the personal cost, there's like the internal cost of whatever it is that you want to achieve, but then there's also the fact that nobody's going to give you anything, like some random, I don't know, let's so some random disc jockey in New York is not going to like stumble upon aesthetic perfection and then be like, oh my God, what have I been missing all these years? And then he's going to play it, and then the band goes viral, and then all of a sudden, you know, I've hit all of these goals in 2 weeks, right? Like, that's never going to happen. If I want to actually achieve these goals, I have to put all of the effort that I have into it and not expect anybody to hand me any of these successes or these goals. So that's what I need to remind myself, because I spent a lot of my years being quite bitter that I didn't get, I don't know, famous like I'd wanted to, you know, back in my 20s. I'm old now. But back in my 20s, I was really mad at the world for not giving me like the fame that I deserved, right? Like, I felt so entitled to being the next rock star. And that fucked me up. It really, I don't even know how I can just put it into a single sentence, but I think that entitlement and that attitude hurt me more than any of the people who weren't giving me what I wanted, like the managers or the label guys or the booking agents who weren't giving me the tours that I deserved, or the press campaigns that I felt I was entitled to. Any of these things, like this attitude of mine hurt me more than any of these people did. So I certainly don't feel that way anymore. But sometimes, you feel these little weird things creeping up in the back of your head, being like, "Hey man, why aren't you as famous as another person? Or why aren't you getting 1 million listeners a month?" Which brings me to the next thing that I need to remind myself. Don't compare yourself to others. A lot of us musicians get it into our head that success is an inexhaustible resource, and that if somebody else is doing well, that means that you can't do well. They're like taking something away from you. I mean, it's complete bullshit, right? But this is, I think it's a wiring problem in the minds of artists, because we're so fragile, right, by default, because I think you need to have a certain kind of psychology in order to want to do this in the first place, to want to stand on stage and get applause and all that kind of stuff. Like your ego is probably pretty broken if you get into this business, you know what I mean? And then once you get here, you're working with a bunch of other broken people with broken egos who just want to spend all of their time and energy being angry or jealous of other people. And again, I don't feel this way very often, but I do sometimes notice these hints. These hints of like the former self or the former kind of thought patterns, they reemerge, and they are so toxic. They're so terrible. So I've got to remind myself not to compare myself to others, because all that really matters is that I'm doing my best, and that I'm making progress compared to my past self. The only person that you should be comparing yourself to is yourself, your former self. And my final resolution. Do I do it in black? Yes, I'll do it in black. Ooh, drum roll. What could it be? It's so not fair. You did deserve it, though. That's the worst part. There are crappy artists out there. Look. Maybe there's some alternate universe where I'm a bigger musician. But I can guarantee you, in that alternate universe, I'm a big fucking asshole. Because somehow I just got lucky and I got delivered all the things that I thought that I deserved. I personally believe that I needed to be humbled in order to grow both as a person and as an artist, because I truly believe that if I had been handed everything I wanted 10 or 15 years ago, I'd probably just be an insufferable prick. I'd probably be an alcoholic or a drug addict. I would just have likely never gained the sort of coping skills, problem-solving skills that I have, or the self-awareness that I have, if it wasn't for all the failure that I've experienced. I'm super grateful to be who I am, where I am right now. Because, yeah, maybe there's a lot of crappy artists out there, but, there's a lot of other artists too who are great, who are better than me, who don't have... How many Patreon supporters do I have now? Like close to 700. I have 46,000 YouTube subscribers. I have like 125,000 Spotify listeners. We peaked at 170 or something sometime last year. Like, okay, I've got it pretty good. And things are only getting better. And I think that it's because I've grown, and because of you guys. Because you guys have been so kind as to offer me your attention and your ears and your support for all these years. So, yeah, maybe in this other dimension, we have Aesthetic Perfection as the biggest band in the whole world. But I can promise you that version of me probably would have been miserable and insufferable and a drug addict. All right. Oh, 757 patrons. See? Close to 800 patrons. That's bananas. Do you know how many bigger bands than Aesthetic Perfection have Patreons and they've got 100 or 2 supporters? Like, the community that we have built is astonishing. I never in a million years would have expected this. I thought we were going to have 50, 60 Patreon supporters forever. And now look at this. Look at where we are now. It's incredible. It's not even about being the biggest band in the world. It's about making music or making art that helps people. Like, I make music to help myself, and the fact that it can be released into the world and be helpful for other people is just, to me, beautiful and probably the very definition of success. Like, I am successful, and I'm so grateful for that. Maybe we should write that down. But first, don't let the fear stop you. Just in case you guys weren't aware, I'm terrified of flying. I'm terrified of performing on stage. Terrified of doing this, what it is we're doing right now. Terrified of speaking German. Terrified every time I finish and release a new song. I'm basically terrified all the time. And what I really want to do this year is to try and let go of as much of that fear as possible, because at the end of the day, the fear is just a creation in my own mind. There's no reason for it. I'm not in any danger, right? Like, if there's a tiger next to me that's going to pounce, it's not going to let me pet it because it's so cute and I love cats so much. Like, it's going to pounce and kill me. Okay, that's a time to be afraid. There's no use in being afraid of flying. There's no use being afraid of performing, because what's the worst that can happen? You sound bad. People throw beer bottles at you. Man, I've not actually had beer thrown at me, but I've had some pretty bad shows. You live. You survive it. So, instead of, my singing coach has this great bit of advice, and she says, feel the fear, but do it anyway. Feel the fear, but do it anyway. It's great. So that's basically this. But what I really want to do this year is let go of the fear altogether, because it's not doing me any favors. And yeah, this is just a personal thing. It actually has nothing to do with success. But none of this does, really. None of this does. Oh. Yeah, hi. You can come, you know. It's the K yet. Are you going to come? I'm almost done. Yeah, it's been an hour. I know. You don't need to remind me. Yeah, hi. Do you want to say hi to people? Hold on. Though it was brief, it meant everything. Okay. Now that I've gone on that rant there, I've actually forgotten what the other thing was supposed to be. If I remember, I'll write it down. But this is what I wanted to write down tonight. Like I said, other stuff is going to come down here as the year progresses. I'll be sharing some of the tricks that are up my sleeve with my Patreon supporters. If you want to join our community, you can do so for as little as $2 a month or $20 a year. You get a bunch of awesome perks like live streams like this. You get advanced listening of new releases, advanced viewing of music videos. You get personalized jingles, handwritten lyrics, all the good stuff. And yeah, you're also helping me continue to make music. So this is my year, guys. I'm excited about it. I ended last year feeling a bit sad, it was bittersweet for me because the project had come to an end, but it felt weird because I'd spent an entire year being completely stressed out and busy and just so terribly focused. And then when you get out of bed and you have no focus, you're just like, well, shit, what do I do now? But I think I know what I want to do now, and I'm really excited about it. I'm going to take everything that I learned from last year. I'm going to apply it to this year. I'm not going to push myself half to death like I did last year. But I'm going to make some pretty awesome stuff, and I'm really, really excited about it. So that's my spiel. That's what I got. I'll answer a couple of your questions, and then I'm going to go finish Dune. I started watching Dune last night, but then it got late. It got tired. You know, I'm old. I can't stay up late to watch movies, even if it's a Saturday night. So let's see. It was something like successful. You're right. You are already successful. Already successful. Can I turn that S into an E? No. That just looks like a British pound sign. Successful. Ugh. I'm going to knock this beer over. I know it. You are ready. Not talking properly. Slurring my words after half a beer. You are already successful. I sure do feel like it. And it's because of each and every one of you. It doesn't matter if you're a Patreon supporter or not. The fact that you care enough about me and my work to be here, that's enough. So, thank you all. Let's hit the chat, and then I'm going to watch Dune. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. I know, thing is that I really don't want to come off as preachy. I think it's actually really, it's really obnoxious when famous people is not the word. When public figures try to like talk to you like they have it all figured out and try to tell you how to live your life, I find that very, very off-putting, and I don't know, it's just kind of icky. But what I am trying to do is share sort of insights that I've gleaned through my own personal journey and how I've applied them to myself, just so that I can openly talk about how I got to where I am. I'm not trying to tell anybody how to live their lives or what they should be doing, if they're struggling through certain similar circumstances, right? Like, that's not what I'm trying to do. I'm not trying to TED Talk anybody. I'm just trying to share a bit about myself, how I got here, why I think the way I do, and how it informs my art. You forgot to write cat on the whiteboard. Yeah, I did forget to write cat on the whiteboard, but the thing is, cat is actually part of my singing exercises, and I've got it printed out on a piece of paper. Let's see. Do I have it here? Cat. Oh no. Well, this is also part of the singing. I did try to write these things onto my whiteboard, but yeah. Now I just got this for now. Oh, is it here? There it is. Cat, saw, rain, hand, rent, tree, soup, pie, pill, dog, door, boat, cup. That's how you sing, folks. That's how you sing. How is your voice doing these days? My voice itself is fine. Unfortunately, I've just been dealing with some like weird sore throat thing, so it's actually not related to my voice box. Like I can use my vocal cords with zero pain or discomfort. But there's a thing that's just on the right side here, like feels like it's on my larynx, and it doesn't feel great. And if I move my larynx, then it like pinches. So I've been to a couple of doctors. They're like, you're fine. So I'm just going to be like, okay, and just continue. And if it gets bad again, then I'll go see a specialist. But my voice is fine. Is YouTube or Spotify more profitable per listen? Spotify, it's funny. It's funny because so many music listeners want to demonize Spotify because it pays so poorly. But when you really look at it compared to all the other platforms, Spotify is just like middle of the road. So what's the like Tidal paid the best, of course, because it was like platform by artists for artists, that type of thing. So Tidal, I can't ever remember the name. So Tidal paid the best. Then I think it was something like Apple Music and Deezer, and then Spotify. You know who's at the bottom? YouTube. I hope they don't kill this video for saying this. YouTube pays the worst. But the problem is that artists are forgetting to they're forgetting the most important part about the modern music business. You don't earn money from music. You earn money through other things. So selling merchandise, Patreon, through obviously like music. Let's put it this way. Music earnings are like a giant pie, and they're all sliced up like into different pieces. And obviously every revenue stream is important. Like I couldn't live solely off of my merchandise sales. I couldn't live solely off my Spotify streams, but my Spotify streams and my merchandise sales are pretty good. And then I get like a check from YouTube every month, for a couple $100 on top of that. That helps a lot. And then I have Patreon, which helps a whole lot. And then you realize that it's not about earning a living through one thing. It's about earning a living through many things. And music directly is one of the smallest sort of pieces of the pie. Patreon and merchandise are like the biggest ones for me. So I think that artists who are worrying too much about streaming royalties need to sort of adjust their thinking and focus on other bits of the pie. And also, artists need to stop just being like, yo, go stream my music, man. There's like 40,000 new songs uploaded to Spotify every day. You think your Facebook post with a link to your single is going to like make people go and listen to it? They've got like a million other things to listen to. Give them a reason to listen to your music, right? Like you should be using your social media as a way to have a conversation with your audience. And once your audience actually cares about you as a person and what you have to say, then they'll go listen to your music. But if you go to somebody's social media page and it's just nothing but post after post after post that says, check out our new single, check out our new EP, 3 likes, 1 comment that says, that's like a porn bot, okay, that's not doing it right. You need to be making sure you are engaging with your audience in a real way. Like it has to be genuine. It can't be fake. You guys are so accustomed to fake stuff on the internet, right? Like you can smell it from a mile away. You guys can sniff that shit out like bloodhounds. No. Artists need to use their social media in a genuine way without expecting anything in return from their audience. You cannot ask your fans for the buy if you haven't given them anything that is worthwhile to them. So think about it, artists. Which Doom are you watching? Dune. I'm watching Dune with Timothy Shalalalalalalalalala. I forget his name. Timothy Boom Shakalaka. Whatever that pretty boy is. The big reason Daniel has so much supporters. Yeah, there we go. So it's hard to read from here. The reason that Daniel has so many supporters is because of authenticity. But I didn't learn how to be authentic until I fell flat on my fucking face and looked like a fool and basically flushed my career down the toilet by being an asshole. The change came for me when it got to a point where I realized that I couldn't keep blaming my manager or my label or whoever for not giving me the career that I wanted. So I fired them all, started over, and I said, look, you're going to be responsible for everything. And if you still fail, well, then you got nobody else to blame. So that's what I did. And it was really, really, the real irony is, when I stopped thinking about the things that I wanted and started thinking about cultivating the things that I had, that's when I actually started to grow organically, right? As soon as I stopped longingly looking, at the neighbor's grass, right? Like, grass is always greener, right? As soon as I stopped coveting all these, it's biblical language, sorry. It says, I was raised Lutheran. As long as I stopped coveting my neighbor's wife, the moment I stopped coveting her, she came to me and she was mine. What the fuck that means. The moment that I stopped spending all my time thinking about the things that I wanted and started focusing on the things that I had is the moment that things like really changed for me. And I realized that this isn't about me, right? Like, this is about us. This is about the journey. This is about creating real, genuine connections with people. And I realized how much I actually enjoyed it too, right? Like, you start watering your garden and you see flowers blooming. You're like, oh my God, this is so great. And you get the symbiotic relationship that is so much more powerful and rewarding than just going to your neighbor's lawn and stealing all of his grass and then having it die in your hand. Oh, that was good. When you actually care for the seed and watch it grow into a flower and bloom, then there's something super powerful there. So not only is authenticity great for business, it's like really good for you as a person because it feels good. Timothy Shalalalamet. What music releases are you most looking forward to this year? From other bands? I don't know. I don't even know who's got music coming out. I should probably pay attention to that. I haven't really been online that much this year. There's a medical clinic in Hamburg called the Medical Voice Center. I hope you won't need that info, but if you do, it's not an advertisement. Don't worry, my vocal cords are fine. I have a sore throat. They think I had an abscess. So, gross. It's getting better. It's just taking forever. Thank you for this advice. It's not advice. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to preach to you. I'm just trying to tell you guys what worked for me. And do with it what you will. All right, guys. This has gone over 20 minutes longer than I had anticipated. But as I said, I genuinely enjoy doing these things. I haven't done a live stream with you guys in this way since last year. Thank you. I'll be here for 2 more minutes. I do really, really enjoy this. And I'm super grateful for all of you. I think I've made that abundantly clear. If you haven't yet, consider joining our Imperfect Society community. We're a bunch of great folks. So many of them are in here now. I'm too blind to see all of their names. But if you are a Patreon supporter, just wave. These are our goals for 2022, 200,000 Spotify listeners, 50,000 YouTube subscribers, 1,000 Patreon supporters. But most importantly, don't forget, it doesn't come for free. Don't compare yourself to others. Don't let the fear stop you. You are already successful. Guys, thank you so much. Hope you all have a great next week, and I'll see you very, very soon. Bye now.